כנגד כל הסיכויים השגנו ניצחון גדול לליכוד. השגנו ניצחון גדול למחנה הלאומי בראשות הליכוד. כמה תעצומות נפש נתת לי.
All right, the victory speech, ladies and gentlemen, by Benjamin Netanyahu, whose Likud party wound up with, I believe, 30 seats to 24 for the man in the party that was the Zionist Union that was supposed to win, supposed to end Bibi's career. It was going to be all over. The networks were just besides themselves. They were euphoric. And in the aftermath, not so much. Joining us now is Joel Rosenberg, New York Times bestselling author and author of The Last Jihad, who joined us yesterday when things looked good. But Joel, wow, what a night it was, huh?
It was a huge night, Steve. Great to be with you from Israel, where I had the opportunity with my wife to vote yesterday for the first time as new Israeli citizens, and that was, arguably the most monumental and consequential election in a generation here in Israel. And as you and I were speaking yesterday, it looked like the exciting news was that there was going to be a tie, because Netanyahu had been predicted with his party to come in with only about 20 seats, and he was going to be about 4 seats or 5 behind the opposition leader. And yet, and last night, of course, we were thinking, well, maybe it's going to be really much closer than that. And now, as in the light of day, it turns out that the exit polls were wrong, the pundits were wrong, the newspapers were wrong, TV in the United States and Israel were wrong, and it was a huge blowout, Bibi's blowout, 30 seats for the Likud party, only 24 for the opposition party, and overall, a much stronger center-right bloc, which gives Netanyahu a pretty clear shot at building a strong coalition government to lead Israel forward.
Was this, in a way, at least in part, yet another referendum on Obama? Because Bibi's opponent said, I trust Barack Obama to make a deal with Iran that will be good for Israel.
Well, it was absolutely a referendum on President Obama, and Obama lost in a landslide. It's really striking and I believe personally offensive how deeply involved the President of the United States got involved in actively and openly trying to unseat the Prime Minister of America's number one ally in the world, and certainly in the region. President Obama had blackballed, blacklisted Netanyahu, wouldn't meet with him when he came to Washington, sent the Secretary of State not to meet with the Prime Minister of Israel, but to meet with the enemy, Iran, send operatives over here to Israel to actively work to unseat the Prime Minister, millions and millions of dollars going in to mobilize anti-Netanyahu voters. It was really, imagine if Netanyahu had sent operatives into the United States, or any country had, to unseat the president. We just never have seen anything quite like this.
Crazy.
And by the way, it's not just President Obama's team that was working against Netanyahu. Paul Begala, the top Clinton advisor, was running the campaign for, or one of the senior advisors, to the opposition leader, Isaac Herzog. So Hillary has some explaining to do as well.
Yeah, we have less than a minute. Address this thing that the media is focusing on. They're calling Netanyahu racist because he said yesterday, we got to get out the vote. The Arabs are coming out to vote. But that was just, that's taken out of context, right?
It's so offensive. It just fits the anti-Netanyahu narrative that they want. But listen, no one has done more to invest in the Arab communities, in technology and housing and infrastructure than Netanyahu. What he was saying is the particular parties in Israel that are led by the Arab, just this subset of Arabs,
right,
are communists. It's an openly communist party. The other party is an openly Islamist party.
Right. So he was making a point.
This is not racism. This is
and
national security.
Right. National security was just taken out of context. Joel, great to talk to you, sir. Thank you. Congratulations on voting for the first time there. Folks, when we come back, Ted Rall. Don't go away.